Hi guys, Dan Larson here. Welcome to the newest episode of Let's Synthesize. I have a good friend who asked me why not make a multiband dimension expander, so I made this little rack for him. And what it does is it splits up the frequency to 3 bands. We have a top. I'm using an EQ8 to separate the bands. So I have the top band, I have a middle band, and I have the bottom band. So to every band, you can apply different dimension expander plugin or method, basically. And this is a very cool stuff because, in this way you can keep transients and you can experiment with different sounds. So let me show you what I did here. I just told you that I use an EQ8 to separate the bands, and what I didn't tell you yet is that you can set the bands with these first two knobs. So let me see the bottom split, so you can control the low band, and of course with the same knob the width of the middle band, and the top band with another knob, and of course the width of the middle band at the same time. So this is these two knobs do, and the interesting stuff is coming now because I try to think and about what we can do and what we can use to create stereo width to the sound. So I came up with four methods. And the first one is the so-called Haas effect, which is a simple delay, which splits up or doubles the signal and spreads up the first one to the left of the sound, left of the channels, and the other one to the right of the channel. And we delay one of them just a few milliseconds. And this is the first method. So I have the knob here for this stuff, and we can set the delay time on I think on the right side of the signal. So we have this sound. I didn't apply any stereo witness now. So this is a dry signal. So let's try to tweak this knob. You can instantly hear that the signals on the stereo side starts going far from each other. So I set the limit to 15 milliseconds because that is more than enough, I think. And because, I don't have more than 8 macros, if you want to apply the stereo Haas effect, for example, only on the top, just go to the middle and deactivate it. So we have the stereo witness only on the top band, which is pretty cool. You can do it the same, like only on the middle. So we have only the middle band is stereo. So it has a lot more transient. We kept lots of transient using this multiband plugin, which is pretty cool. So this is the first one. Let me go back. So we used a delay. The second one was a grain delay. I used in this sub rack 2 instances. The first one goes to the left and the second one goes to the right. And I applied different spray. What is this spray? I don't know. It's some kind of grain delay, randomness or chaos to the delay. So I applied different milliseconds onto the left and onto the right side. So this is what I'm setting with the grain stereo knob. Let me show you. It is here, and the first goes from 0 to 14, 15, and the second one goes from 0 to 35. So when you tweak the knob, you apply a different amount of spray on the different sides, like for the right and the left side. But first you need to apply the wet, because as you can hear, it adds some crazy stuff to the sound, and I'm sure you don't want fully 100% wet to the sound. So I just add a pinch of it. It drastically colors the sound. This is what I told you, that you don't want 100% wet. But it adds some nice stuff to it. And of course, like before, you can apply it, for example, only to the top band. So basically with this knob, with the grain stereo knob, you apply the width of the sound. I mean the range of the stereo widthness to the grain effect, and with lower knob, sorry, you can set how much you want to apply it onto the sound, the whole delay. So this is what it does. I think it's a pretty cool stuff. It is handy for the middle knob, I believe. This is what I experienced with, because you know it don't touch. It gives a cleaner result if you don't touch the top, only with this grain stereo. So for example, let's add some grain to the middle and add some regular Haas effect only to the top. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I have, let's go and jump one. I have a simple stereo reverb stuff with very short decay time. So this is the third dimension expander method, what I did here. And I set everything to 300 milliseconds. And with this knob, you can only, tweak or only add some dry wet amount. So you don't want to add too much. And of course you can apply again to the top and the middle also. Like, let's just add it to the top, okay? Let's declick on the middle and let's leave it on the top. Pretty cool. And there is another stuff what I'm sure that, well, it's not very popular, and I will tell you in a second why not, but it's a pitch stereo, so it does basically almost the same what the simple delay, but it not delays the sound, but it detunes the sound on each side. So I used frequency shifter only on the right side, and the left side is untouched. So it does the same, but it not delays, but it detunes the sound. So we don't need too much. This is why I applied only, or where we are. I think I'm lost. Okay, here we are. So here is the course. So we go only from -20 Hertz to +20 Hertz. You don't want to add too much. It's more than enough. You don't want to detune your sound till it goes away from the note you want to play. So this is more than enough from -10 to +20. Sorry. So you can tweak this knob here, and you can set -20 to +20, and there is a wet knob for this frequency shifter plugin. So let's try to tweak it. Well, you don't hear it because we applied lots of stuff here. So just let's leave only this pitch stereo effect here. So this is the dry. And what we get here is we have on the left side the untouched signal, and on the right side a slightly detuned sound. So the left and the right side of the sound will differ, of course. This is why you hear a stereo effect. It is really cool, but if you listen carefully, it does some phasing effect, especially at around 35 and to 50%. But on 100, it's just fine. Well, it sounds fine, but in other cases or other examples, it can be tricky. But if you don't use too much, for example, 10%, I'm sure it's fine. Or you can use it only on the middle. Like, again, just click it on the top and leave it here on the middle. And you don't hear that much phasing effect here. I think the best method is to add everything just a little. Okay, let's push out the grain stereo. And at around 30 Hz it will be fine. We use the grain only on the middle. Yes, we have some stereo delay. Detune, not detune, delay stuff only on the top. And some very short reverb on the top again. So we have a very, very nice stereo effect. And the best thing in this is you can still tweak the range of the band. Of course, it colors the sound a little, but I think it's just fine. To be honest, I like it more when I colored it using this dimension expander rack than without that. And the biggest thing is that the bottom layer from 0 to around, well, I think 200 Hz will be fine, is untouched. So it goes, well, it is untouched. It is the, sorry, it's a little late here. Anyway, so if you are using a bass sound, for example, like I'm doing it, you can see we have lots of frequencies from 0 to 250 Hz, which should be in mono. So you don't want to make it stereo. It will cause some serious phasing problems. So this is why it's awesome when you use a stereo or a dimension expander or a stereo with a NER plugin. It doesn't really care with the lower bands. So you need to separate your bass or your sub and, you know, take care of it differently. But this way, I think it makes some great job here. And as I said, it colors a little, but I think that's not a big problem because for my ears, they sound a lot better with this. So we can hear the result here on an oscilloscope. So I think it's a great stuff to color your sound, and that's some huge stereo witness to it. If you want, you can try it on different examples like vocals. Let me show you if I find a vocal here. Like, I don't know. I have some vocals here, sample packs, vocals. Movie dialogues will be fine.
Maybe an accidental.
Okay, let's use this for example. Drop it here. So without it. Oops.
Maybe an accidental side effect of the drug.
Let me see without with this dimension expander.
It may be an accidental side effect of the drug.
Yeah, we can clearly hear the delay, so let's decrease them.
It may be an accidental. 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 It may be an accident. It may be an accident. It may be an accident. It may be an accidental.
No, it is still here. I just didn't recognize it till it came up with this plugin.
It may be an accidental. 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 It It may be an accident.
But I think it gives some really great result, because I can't tell you for the first here where we are what it does. Because, you know, if you use a simple delay, the Haas effect, you can clearly tell by only listening it what makes the stereo witness to the sound.
It may be an accidental side effect of the drug.
This way, I'm having a look on the waveform, and I can't really tell what is the difference between the two sides of the sound. You know, what makes the sound different. It is very cool, because if you have a mono sound like this vocal, it is really hard to make natural stereo witness, like when nobody can tell you what makes it. Like, you know, in real world you use two microphones and record a vocal from two sources, and the atmosphere and the reverb, what you know, the room you are in, it creates some very natural stereo sounds, which, well, cannot be really replicated by using one dimension expander or a Haas effect or anything like that. But if you use different stuff and combine them, I think it gives some really nice result, like this example shows.
It may be an accidental side effect of the drug. It may be an accidental side effect of the drug.
Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if you click on the video descriptions below or go to the comment section in Facebook, you can go and download this little plugin here from Artists Union. I hope you will do it, because it gives me some great help. Please share this video if you enjoyed it, give a thumbs up and comment. I like to hear your voice, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye bye.